Hi, everyone, and welcome to Mountain States Regional Genetics Network State of the States. We are entering year 6. We are exactly halfway through our grant cycle. So we just completed year 4 and year 5 and are embarking on year 6 and year 7 of this grant cycle. This State of the States is an opportunity for us to give you some state team updates, as well as deadlines and things that we are trying to improve on in the next grant year. With that, I will always thank our funders for their support of Mountain States Regional Genetics Networks. Big thank you to HRSA for their support. If you would like any more information, you can visit hrsa.gov. With that, I'm going to hand it over to our new state teams coordinator, Jamie Stefanski, to talk with you about the 1 document and 3 monthly steps. Jamie, over to you.
All right, hi. So in the past, we had used an agenda and action items list, and now we're moving to a 1 doc with 3 monthly steps to help streamline and simplify the process for the state teams. So as you can see on the document, it has the co-leads names and Michaela and my name up at the top, and the spot for the state team, date, time zone, attendance, and then the agenda items and the 3 monthly steps. So instead of doing action items or transcription for minutes, that's out the window. We don't have to worry about that. We're going to try and simplify things and pick 3 things to accomplish each month, 3 things to assign to get done each month. And that's highlighted on the form at the bottom. And this document is a Google Doc that will be shareable between all state team members and co-leads and Michaela and I, so that it will be a running doc. It'll be a living document that we'll be able to see as things are typed into the document. That way we don't have to worry about emailing a Word document back and forth. That way we don't have to be concerned with which version of the document we're dealing with, because we're seeing it in real time. So our MSRGN best practices will be to share this document. I'll share a link for the state team calls, and it will also be emailed out with the Zoom invite, and will be pulled up so that whoever is taking the writing down the 3 monthly steps for that month during the meeting, or leading the meeting and going through the agenda, can pull it up on their computer during the state team call and be able to fill it out during that state team call. And then once the state team meeting is done, the document will be essentially complete, and we'll be able to move forward with those items. And you won't have to worry about going back after the fact and emailing and pulling it up and going between versions and on that. Next slide, please. So our monthly timeline for this document is week 1 before the meeting. MSRGN sends out the 1 doc, which is what we're calling this document. And a reminder to the state team 1 to 2 days before the meeting. On the day of the meeting, during the meeting, and then after the meeting, no later than 1 week after the state team meeting. MSRGN sends 1 doc link for the team to review and follow up on the 3 steps 1 week after that meeting. So the co-leads and team responsibilities with this document are 1 week before the meeting, OneDoc agenda will be updated by the co-leads. So we'll know what the agenda is. And when they finish updating the agenda, so when the co-leads finish updating the agenda, they'll mark their name in green, so that Michaela and I know that the document is ready to be sent out to the state team with the Zoom link. Then during the meeting, the OneDoc will be filled out online during the meeting, so that whoever is filling it out will share their screen with the OneDoc pulled up on the screen, so that all the team members can see what's being typed into the document. And then 1 week after the meeting, the OneDoc will be finalized and MSRGN notified that 3 steps are ready to send. So again, the state team member or the state co-lead will put their name in green, so Michaela and I know that the OneDoc is finalized. And Michaela and I will know that it can be sent out to the state team, so the state team members know these are the 3 items that are finalized that need to be done this month, that it's been agreed upon. And then the responsibilities for MSRGN, Michaela and I will be week 1 week before the meeting, Jamie, will review the agenda and Michaela sends it out with a call reminder for the meeting. And then meeting day, I will attend the state team meeting as MSRGN staff and provide MSRGN updates. And then 1 week after the meeting, Michaela verifies that the OneDoc is final and then sends out to the team no later than 1 week after the state team call. And so this slide just shows all the items together. The monthly timeline, what the co-leads and team will do with the document, and what MSRGN will be doing with the document. And now I will hand it off to Michaela to talk about year 6 timelines and deadlines.
All right, so as Christy mentioned at the beginning, we are on year 6 of this grant cycle, and it's a great time to be a part of MSRGN. So we wanted to share some of our timelines and deadlines with you all. So looking ahead, and in the next few slides, I'll share information with you about state team funding deadlines, cross-pollination funding, and time for genetics deadlines. So for our state team funding deadlines for year 6, the application will open July 1st, and the applications will close September 30th. This grant year, we are allotting up to $2,000 per state team. So the $2,000 could be requested per the state team. If no application is received by your state team by the September 30th deadline, the state team funds would then be donated to the cross-pollination fund. The application link will be shared at the July state meeting, state team meetings, and with the co-leads. So something we'd like for you to keep in mind during this application process is the rocks, boulders, and access to genetic services in your state, something that we talked about with each state team during the summer meeting. And then just to outline a few things that the state team funding application would be asking for is what underserved population are you planning to serve? What's the big boulder that your project will address? The evaluation mechanism that will go along with the project. And then number 4 would be a project description and how the money is planning to be spent. So those are some things to keep in mind while going through the application process. Another thing that we'd like to put into place this grant year is if you plan to utilize the fund for multiple items, we are asking that you submit one application per item. So for example, if you plan to pay an intern or you plan for to pay for postage or you're purchasing some sort of printed material, we ask that you submit 3 applications, one for each invoiceable item. So intern, postage, or printing, the things that I mentioned previously. Please note that the sum of all of the application requests per state should not exceed that $2,000. So now we're going to jump into cross-pollination funding. So this is a new funding opportunity for innovative solutions to the boulders in our region. So throughout the MSRGN region. This funding opportunity is separate from state team funding, but the state team members can apply for it. So it's open to anyone in our 8-state region who has a project idea to improve access to genetic services across our region. And the priority will be given to the projects that cross-pollinate between states in our region. So our funding deadlines for that is very similar to the state team application. It'll open on July 1st and close on September 30th. And then we will ask that all projects be completed and the data returned back to MSRGN by May 31st of next year, 2023. So now time to talk about time for genetics deadlines. The cohort 3 applications open July 1st, and the applications will close January 15th, 2023. MSRGN's goal is to have 40 total clinics by January 15th. Goals for each state is to have 5 total clinics enrolled in the program, cohort 1, 2, and 3 by January 2023. Currently, there are 18 total clinics across our 8 states. So as of June 2022, this is the current list of the number of time for genetics clinics that have occurred. And just for reference, our goal is to have 5 for each state team.
All right, thank you, Michaela, and welcome to Michaela as being our new projects coordinator for this grant year. So we appreciate her and Jamie joining the team. I'm just here to tell you about a save the date. We've sent some information out about all this already in our project directors newsletter. If you're not receiving our project director newsletter each and every month with Mountain States updates, please let us know so we can make sure that you're getting that. But we are planning a virtual genetics summit for 2022 for November 9th and 10th. And so please save these dates on your calendar. This will be a CME and CEU event, continuing education credits available, and we will be having 12 speakers. The theme this year is momentum in the mountains, because we've been moving lots of boulders and doing lots of projects and work in the Mountain States over these last 2 years, and we want to carry through that momentum into the next 2 years. So please join us for this genetic summit in November 9th and 10th, and we will be letting you know here shortly when registration opens for that. Last but not least, we are here to help you, support you as state team members and state team co-leads. We thank you so much for your service to Mountain States in this role and on these teams. We know that in the past grant years, we had myself and Cody, and now we have Jamie and Michaela. So we wanted to just share this slide to help you understand who you could contact about what. We are always able to help in any way. So if you don't contact the right person, we all work as a team, so we will get your information and question answered by the right person. But just to clarify my role, Christy, as projects manager, so you can contact me about MSRGN projects, overall grant questions, projects like Time for Genetics, Genetic Navigators, Genetic Ambassadors, Genetic Summit, or any other regional projects or national questions or concerns. I can be reached at kweese@mountainstatesgenetics.org. Jamie has been brought on this grant cycle as our state teams coordinator. And so anything and everything related to state teams, she would be your first point of contact. and she can be reached at jstefanski@mountainstatesgenetics.org. Michaela is our projects coordinator. She is going to be working on the things related to state team logistics. She won't necessarily be on the state team calls every month, only when needed or asked. So things like state team logistics, calendar invites, if someone new gets added to a state team or someone's getting needs to be their status changed from a state team, she needs to be in the know because she's maintaining those distribution lists and email lists, and she'll be helping on the one doc that was talked about here. You can reach Michaela at Cody's old email address, which is mountainstatesregionalgenetics@gmail.com. And for all things related to state teams, please copy both Jamie and Michaela on any of those emails because they are working really closely together on a day-to-day basis on anything related to the state teams. But again, we're all here to help you. So if there's any questions that come up, feel free to reach out to any or all of us at the same time, and we are happy to try to get your questions answered or concerns addressed. Again, we thank you so much for being part of Mountain States Regional Genetics Network, and thank you for being part of the state team system. We are very proud of the work that you all have done, and we are excited to see what year 6 brings. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.